A sixth distinctive has to do with a biblically informed and comprehensive world view. The evolutionists have one. This comes from the works of Henry Morris. There's evolution at the bottom, the foundation of thought, and you see how secular humanism, New Age, atheism, racism, Nazism, communism all build on a foundation. That's what you call a worldview. It's a view that impacts every area of life. Christianity has the same thing. There's Bible at the foundation. And that becomes a proper way of thinking about politics, literature, industry, finances, music, art. The first time I put this up, Ray Mondragon says, "You forgot science." It's like, I did. So Ray, there it is right there. There's science. You can't think correctly about any of these topics unless you start from the right foundation. Living in the Dallas area for a number of years, we would wake up and there'd be a crack right through our wall. And it had nothing to do with the quality of the wallpaper. It had to do with the fact that the foundation under the house shifted during the night. The Dallas area, as you probably know, is well known for this. You have to have the foundation right, or you can't think correctly about these other topics. That's why we're in a culture where all people do is yell at each other. You know, you just turn on cable news. It's just people screaming at each other. Well, why are they always doing this? Why can't there be a meeting of the minds? Well, you don't start with the right foundation. You can't think clearly about a comprehensive worldview. It is in the Bible that we have the divine institutions. I have at least 5 on my list. Some of you have more, but there's the institution of conscience, the institution of marriage and family, the institution of labor, the institution of human government, and the institution of nationalism. The Bible is inspired when it talks about these things, just like it's inspired when it talks about John 3:16. The doctrine of inspiration covers all of these subjects. And so someone that understands the full counsel of God's word knows how to think correctly about the culture. And this, I think, is one of our strong points. I would encourage you to go back to the lectures that were done here around 2009 by David Noble. He did a wonderful job explaining this. I would encourage you to go back to the lectures that we did here with Sharam Hadian, who was interacting with the political agenda of Islam under the false premise that Islam and Judaism and Christianity all come from one common Abrahamic faith. These are signs. This sign was taken within 30 seconds of my church. No, we didn't put it there. I actually had a church member who was a jogger, and she went over there and took a picture of it. These are signs going up all over the place. This is a worldview issue. You guys no doubt know about our framework series. This is where Charlie Clough's material, the framework series, is very strong. Dr. Ray Mondragon, who I mentioned before, if you watch our emails, routinely shows up on radio interactions dealing with the issue of science from a Christian perspective. One of the happiest days of my life was when I got contacted by Dr. John Eidsmoe, a historical and constitutional scholar who I've been reading going back decades, who wanted to be on faculty at our school. He did some lectures here on how Christianity relates to politics. I was really happy to learn that he's going to be teaching an elective called God and Government. And David said, should we let him do it? I'm like, of course. God and Government as an elective here at Chafer Theological Seminary, taught by someone that you'll see him on media constantly showing up, talking about things that are happening in the constitutional world, the political world. And so here at Chafer Seminary, we're trying to produce this. We're trying to inculcate it. I mean, the Bible is not a book that you just limit to the four walls of the church. It creates a comprehensive worldview whereby you are able to analyze everything that's happening in the world, because the Bible is just as inspired in those areas as it is in John chapter 3, verse 16.